Welcome back, everybody. Today I'm going to bring you an intellectual manga collection. So this is like my collection of manga. I'm really going to show you the volume 1s of stuff I have, but I'll tell you everything I have the full set for. And because I've seen a few kind of cringe manga in some of these videos recently, I figured I would show off what an intellectual collection might look like. Starting off, we have Girl's Last Tour. This is volume 1, although I do have the whole set for this volume, for this manga, and it's very, very good. It is, see? This is an intellectual manga. Excellent art, nice little philosophical, samples and snippets, but nothing too mind-bendingly deep, Fish. That's philosophical, right? It's, it's very simple, enjoyable, but sophisticated and well drawn, very well drawn. So that's Girl's Last Tour. Next we have Land of the Lustrous, Volume 1. I have Volume 2 as well. Unfortunately, I don't have the full set for this, primarily because the manga shop that I typically buy manga from seems to have taken the rest of it off the shelf, which is rather frustrating, but I'll pick up the rest of it at some point. But this manga has a lot of really striking art. It likes to use a lot of sharp contrast with these blacks and these whites. It had some very interesting frames, like this one here, or like this one here with his it's a weird perspective, or but very, very good. And I think it, I don't know, it's just a really enjoyable manga to read. This one's a little bit more involved, but it's still a nice story. And, primarily, and most importantly, there's nothing cringe about it, And also, a very nice cover. Look at how colourful that is. Wonderful. Next we have A Silent Voice. A Silent Voice is an excellent little story about a bully kind of trying to come over the fact that he was a bully, and the trauma that causes all sorts of people and everyone around them, trying to overcome that trauma, trying to make amends for it, and the struggle to communicate. And in particular, this character here, Shoko, is deaf, and that makes the communication and the redemption and all of that all the more difficult. This is a really good manga. I have the full set of this as well. Yeah, I wouldn't say the layout or anything is the most amazing in this one. The art's solid, and it tells a really good story, but as you can see, it's really busy compared to the other ones, which I'm not typically the biggest fan of. But this one's more of a story thing. It's a really good story, really good. You get some nice frames like this too. Yeah, really good characters, and it's a really good read. I would recommend it. There you go, that's a nice little frame to end on. Next we have The Promised Neverland. It's been a long time since I've read this manga, to be honest. I only have a couple volumes for this. I picked up a couple volumes pretty much after the first season of the anime. The first season of the anime is really, really good. And then the second season came out and it was, not nearly as good. And I'm kind of lost steam on it a little bit, and I'm just I don't really like the direction this is going, and maybe I won't take it, collect the whole thing. But as you can see, the art is really great, really striking. Visuals, it's a bit brutal. And the opening of this manga, along with the first season of the anime, is very, very good. Isabella here is suitably disturbing. Kind of Chainsaw Man's a pretty topical thing at the moment. Sort of similar psychotic vibes that Makima has in Isabella here. Though a little bit more obvious, I guess. But yeah, no, it's a really good manga. At least the opening books that I have. yeah, can't speak for how it goes further on. Probably goes downhill like the anime does, because the story's not all that great, but it's nice. I really like the cover too, like the little angle that they have here. I think it's a really cool design. Another commoner manga, I guess, is Demon Slayer. I only have the one volume for this. It was a Christmas gift, I believe. I actually really enjoyed the first volume. Demon Slayer is one of those things where, like, I really enjoy the fact that it's kind of set in this more traditional, old-school style Japanese setting. I think that's pretty cool. And I really enjoyed reading this volume of the manga. It's one where, like, if the manga wasn't so long and the series wasn't as long, I might be more inclined to actually read the whole thing. But it's a big commitment, and I don't really have a ton of time to go for that, but there's some cool layouts, some cool page layouts, and some nice art. Yeah, you probably know Demon Slayer. If you like Demon Slayer, I'm sure you will like the manga. And if you like manga, you'll probably like the Demon Slayer manga too. Next we have this chunky volume, Sweet Blue Flowers, which I think is like a Yuri one. I'll be honest and say I don't think this was very good. I kind of bought it as like a random impulse thing. But this is the kind of like nice artsy piece, you know, if you want like a nice artsy piece that not a lot of people have heard of, this is like an excellent manga to add to your collection. You know, you can flaunt this around and be like, oh yeah, you've got all these manga, but have you seen this niche one, Sweet Blue Flowers? The answer is no, they probably haven't. And that's sort of the, you know, it's a valuable piece for your collection, even if you're not going to read the whole thing. I do remember enjoying the story of this. I did find it a little bit hard to read sometimes, like the page layouts aren't the best in terms of following what's actually being said and what's going on. But it was nice. It was a pleasant read. Nothing offensive about it. And yeah, you know, that's sort of been the trend, is like, even if the things that aren't my favourites, or that I don't really want to collect the whole series of or anything like that, they're not cringe, they're not, you know, full of anime bullshit or anything like that. They're just nice, wholesome, sensible, harmless series. And that's how anime and manga should be. So if you've got a collection filled with, you know, Nagatoro and Jahi-sama and, I don't know, all these cringe isekai manga, sort yourself out, buddy. You know, you need to at least have like a high ratio of intellectual stuff that you can show off to kind of make yourself look a little bit less cringe. And that's what this is all about. That's really it for me today. Yeah, this video, not targeted at anybody in particular, but I guess just sort of my attitude towards anime and manga. It's just, there's so much just like crap in it nowadays. I mean, a lot of that crap's always been there, but I feel like it's all I hear about. I'm gonna blame the local anime club for that, for just watching the most like mediocre stuff imaginable. Yeah, you know, remember to like elevate your taste. You don't have to settle for a 5 out of 10 show because it's funny. You know, you can read something that's actually good, that actually is worth your time and is like intellectually interesting, not just garbage. That's all. See you later.